We are the Pussy Talk podcast crew.
Yo,
and
yo, yo,
we
yo,
are
yo.
coming live again. And y'all know every week it's a particular topic. Every third Monday is Man Cave Monday. And I really want to kind of dive right into this. I'm really excited and nervous at the same time about this. So everybody that's watching us live, tag your friends, share this live, tag all of the men that you know, because today is catered to the men. Seriously. So let me go around the room and introduce everybody, because as y'all can see, we have some new faces. We got Mr. Booty Juice over here, Mr. Marcus.
Yo, 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 yo. I'm not Mr. Booty Juice. I'm Mr. Booty Doo. No, I'm just playing. What's up, y'all?
We have been getting so much feedback on his segment, y'all. Man, I absolutely love it. And then today, to my left, we have our guest speaker, Julian. He's our mental health expert today.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Julian from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, out here in Dallas, Texas. I'm a mental health expert. I'm a licensed master social worker, and I'm ready to talk to you guys about some serious things going on mentally and emotionally.
Woo!
All right, welcome.
Then we have LA over here. He's one of our featured artists today as well.
Hey.
How y'all doing? My name is LA. Professional bedwetter. Get at me. No, I'm just playing. What's up, y'all? I'm happy to be here. What's up?
Whoa.
Then we got Mav Tracks over here.
What's going on, y'all? Good to see y'all today.
Y'all see how he got calm all of a sudden?
Right. He was all hype.
Right.
All I said was, what's up?
And then we got
Everybody got long introductions. Y'all know who I am.
Mr. Q over here with the how he do it, motherfucker?
Oh, yeah. Spray, man. So I got that from Artist Day Saturday, man. But yeah, man. Hey, Q, what's happening? I let your boy, man. What's happening?
That's what's up. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Pretty good.
Chilling, ready to talk.
Are y'all really ready for this topic today?
Yes. Are y'all ready to
we
listen,
gonna see.
ladies?
I'm so
No, this
serious,
way.
man. The first half of me talking about mental disorders and things like that with men kind of shy away from that. I don't know why y'all act like y'all don't deal with this stuff. But we're gonna break that ice today, and then the second half we're gonna talk about things men do and don't like in bed.
Ooh.
But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and go to our first artist feature, which is LA. His video DIY. You can also follow him on Instagram at L_A_music, and that's spelled EL_AYE_music.
I can see your silhouette, better views from the side. I adore those ass curves, cause everything nature's right. No, your body needs me on it. Never wait another moment. I'ma hurt you so good. I'ma hunt that body like we played that game in the hood. Red Rover, come over. Red Rover, come over. Come out and play. Bring the body over. Bring the body over. I'm on my way. Going downtown, pick a position, pick a side. I heard you've been feeling uptight. I got the cure, I'ma put dick in your life. I got the cure, I'ma put dick in your life. I got the cure, I got the cure. Heard you like those kisses in the middle. I'ma work your body like I'm trying to solve a riddle. Like that arch in your back when you throw it back. Look at those waves when you finally catch the rhythm. Genuine said, go ride it like a pony. Coming to life, real cause me so horny. I'm trying to figure out how I turn you out. When I eat you out, go and put it in your mouth. Red Rover, come over. Red Rover, come over. Come out and play. Bring the body over. Bring the body over. I'm on my way. Going downtown, pick a position, pick a side. I heard you've been feeling uptight. I got the cure. I'ma put the key in your life. I got the cure. I'ma put the key in your life. I got the cure. I got the cure. Come out and play. Over my way. Red Rover, come over. Red Rover, come over. Come out and play. Bring the body over. Bring the body over. I'm on my way now. Going downtown. Pick a position. Pick a side. I heard you been feeling uptight. I got the cure. I'ma put the key in your life.
All right, welcome back, you guys.
Hey,
That was LA over here, y'all. He's so nasty.
man, Booty Juice news.
Man.
He's so nasty.
Thank you.
I absolutely loved it, and I believe that song is actually produced by Math Tracks.
No,
No?
not this time.
Oh, correct
Not
me.
this
Well,
time.
whoever produced it,
Yeah, who
no
produced?
production.
They did good.
Yeah, but I saw you kissing booty on there and everything. I was like, damn.
We
Kissing
kissing
Had
it,
him on.
biting it. We was laying there. It was going down.
It was a lot of
good time.
weight.
I bet
It
that
a lot
was
of weight
fun
on them
to
heels.
shoot. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into our topic for today. So before we do, I'm about to hand this off to Julian and let him actually take over this conversation because he's the expert in this. But the reason why I decided to make this the topic for today is because, you know, women talk. I don't know about y'all, but we talk. We talk about things that we are confused about, that we don't quite understand, just like y'all feel like y'all don't understand things about women. There are things that we genuinely do not understand when it comes to men. Why do y'all do the things that you do? And it always seems like pride gets in the way when we are trying to address things that could be the cause for some of the behaviors that are destructive when it comes to men. And men don't ever want to acknowledge it. And I don't necessarily want to say that, you know, y'all don't want to. Maybe y'all don't know how. Maybe you just need to have the right setting to do so. So I was like, let's create the setting. Let's stop speaking for them and let them speak for themselves. So we have men from various backgrounds up here that's going to talk about their experience. And I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to Julian.
All right. Well, thank you. Making me feel big shoes already. I just got here. Again, my name is Julian. I'm a licensed master social worker. Just a brief review. That's kind of like somebody that is a social worker. Most people think CPS, but we lean more on the side of therapy and counseling and advocating for people. So helping them find resources, also coming along with that therapeutic counseling aspect. So that's what makes us a little different from most licensed professional counselors. And of course, as a licensed social worker, I've come with a bunch of facts and research and different things like that. But I know that you guys want to have a genuine, just down-to-earth conversation. And so we're going to talk about the topic of hypersexuality and how it relates to men and their mental health. And so before I get into my social scientist side and go into all these depths and facts and research, I want to just kind of roundtable and ask y'all, when you think about hypersexuality, what do you think it is and how do you think it relates to a man? I'm going to start at the end of the table here.
Hypersexuality, that's like somebody that probably jack out like 4,000 times a day. I don't know.
No, there's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever you think. So somebody is probably jacking off excessively throughout the day. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's more to that, but like they always watching something like, perverse. I always got something to do. Everything is like sexual to them.
Okay.
But basically,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically more so on the last part of what he was saying, like when you can't seem to internalize your sexual thoughts and you start acting on them more than it's just as much as you think about them, then that's hypersexuality. That means you're not in control of something.
Right.
Okay.
I'm guessing like at the height of your. No, that don't even gonna sound right. I'm guessing at the height of your horniness and everything that comes with it. That's what I'm getting out of it.
Okay. Okay. Like I said, I just want whatever you think, what comes to mind. There's no right or wrong answers.
I think horn dog wanna fuck all the time, no matter what. Like it's every opportunity you want to have sex. It's just That's what when I hear hypersex, that's what I hear. Like annoying.
Okay, cool. So I've heard, excessive behavior. I've heard, impulse control. You can't control your impulses. This is constantly on your mind. So there's a lot of terms, if you start Googling, that'll come up with hypersexuality, something that says an obsession with sexual thoughts, urges, or behaviors that may cause distress or that negatively affects health, job, or relationships. Another term that may come up is compulsive sexual behavior, sometimes called hypersexuality. So an excessive preoccupation with sexual fantasies, urges, or behaviors that is difficult to control, causes you distress or negatively affect your health, job, relationship, or other parts of your life. So that kind of summed up a lot of what all of y'all were saying. However, let me ask you this. Do you think that someone's sexual behaviors or desires, do you feel like that's more subjective versus objective? Like, do you think that kind of pinpoints on what your opinion is of a sexual behavior? Like, to you, like jacking off 4 or 5 times a day may be
4,000.
just fine.
I said 4,000.
4,000, I don't know how to mathematically, probable.
Whoever does that has absolutely no time.
That's hyper.
No time.
That's super hyper. That's beyond hyper.
Well, no,
Your hand is
absolutely
glued
too
to your
much
nigga,
time.
nigga.
You can't have a job if you're doing that.
Yeah. But
You
It could be
kids
your
either.
job. It could be your job.
it could,
Yeah,
yeah.
it could.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah,
OnlyFans,
fill his
I
cup
don't
up.
know.
Fill his cup.
Somebody like that.
Please
doctor-
fill his cup.
Did y'all see the stuff about the doctor that fathered all them kids?
Man, I heard about that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
about
the
100
documentary,
kids, like over 100
yeah.
kids. No, it's not. Was it 1,000?
It was, I think right now it's 100. It's gotten to 100. We're segueing, but there's a
That's
doctor
still
who was
crazy.
getting people pregnant with his semen. He has like
Oh,
100
yeah, that was
kids
the
across the
thing.
country. It's a
Yes,
lot.
it was his
It's,
job.
yeah.
What? Say, man.
I mean, it
They
was.
got a kid
But
out
it
of
wasn't
it.
his job.
White people get away with that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But my point is that something that may be normal to one person may be odd to another.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about hypersexuality, you're kind of getting into it's hard for social scientists to kind of determine it as a real mental health disorder because it can be seen so subjective as far as like to you that may be nasty and icky, but to me this is cool and this is fine. So there's been a lot of research, done around it. And most mental health professionals, we use what is called the DSM. It's basically a diagnosis tool to diagnose if this is a mental health disorder or not. And so there has been a lot of back and forth on, compulsive sexual behavior and hypersexuality. And so, I mean, when it gets to the point, a lot of social scientists agree when it gets to the point of impulses, like you can't hold down a job, like it's an urge, you have to do this right away. That's more in the area of this is a mental health disorder. There's also been a lot of hypersexuality linked to bipolar, being bipolar as well, because people are bipolar, they go into the mania. So people have mood disorders and they go into like a manic phase. They have all this energy pent up in them, and sometimes it's a sexual urge. And it's like an itch they have to scratch. So
it's like you at a restaurant working, right?
you give me a scenario, go ahead.
And you just gotta go to the restroom and jack off.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Man,
That's,
that's perverted.
oh.
I had a client like that.
There are some people that's a real life thing for
like-
them. Yeah.
So how can
I'll be
you
right back.
so how can you yourself identify like so for instance like
Wow.
on average, just being honest, I might jack off 4 to 5 times a day. Is that is that like hyper whatever?
I think it's if it's a problem. Like if you jacking off 4 or 5 times a day, but it's just in a way you taking care of your business. Are you
Yeah.
getting to work on
Marcus.
time? Are you being productive while you at work? Can you go and do, you know what I'm saying? Anything
an
that you need
impulse
to
Now
do.
control.
sometimes while I'm working, I'll be like, ooh, I need to jack off, and then I'll go jack off. and then I'll
Marcus,
go
you
back to
said
working.
4 or 5 times, right?
Right.
So that means
Yeah.
if you do it 6 times, it's hyper.
Okay, well,
Yo, or I could just be horny.
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you jacked off at your job once. It's not like, are you jacking off every day at the same time at 12:30 every day at your job? Like, that's a little bit more like obsessive and like, okay, this is a factor.
Yeah.
It just varies. Again, this is a lot of gray area. Really what I want to kind of like harp on, I don't want to go too much into the facts because we can talk research from my little literature review that I've done. There's so much facts out there, and 3 to 6% of the population is seen to be hypersexual, but again, it's so subjective.
Yeah.
What I want to recognize, or what I've seen the trend within man, is that there's a lot of escapism to it. That a lot of times we're avoiding emotions. We don't have an in-depth emotional intelligence. And I guess I could speak, and y'all could speak, as minority men from the Black community.
Yeah.
In my experience, when I taught a lot to talk about your feelings, and this is how you feel. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you mad? It's like, no, like, don't be a pussy. Like, boys don't cry, grow up, you'll get over it. So you learn a lot of repression of your emotions, and you don't learn emotional intelligence, which is being aware that you're angry, being aware if you're sad, and processing it. Because we don't process it. We just hold it in, and we just go on to the next thing. But you're still holding on to the energy, right? It's still affecting you consciously or subconsciously.
Yeah.
So sometimes that comes out in, having sex. We just avoiding things. We're having sex with multiple people. Maybe we had a bad breakup, and we get a couple of rebounds. We don't want to avoid the pain that we're feeling.
Right.
That's the kind of the trend that I'm seeing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, especially for as, the norm of men in general. I mean, it was just Father's Day yesterday, so shout out to all the fathers.
Shout out to the dads.
But, it's like we were bred to be that way. Like, we're bred to be okay. Like, when somebody asks you how you doing, we say, just say that I'm good, I'm all right, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And you could be going through a lot of stuff, but that's what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like it's become coming to like ignore that side of ourselves as men, period.
But I feel that starts when a lot of times with single mothers or both parents, whatever, you raise, so like say for instance, you raise your son to not cry and to not show emotions and to not show your feelings at such a young age, to where when you actually grow and mature, that's instilled in you. So you're actually taught to be strong and not to worry about anything, you know what I'm saying? But the reason why I say that is because, and this is the man's conversation,
I can still I have a question.
but you want to hear it, I'm saying we finna give it
Cool
all.
off, cool my mouth.
No, it
Because
wasn't
when
about
you
that.
see
I have a
like,
question.
but when you
Okay.
see like a lot of single women who raise young boys, they'll tell them, don't cry, don't do this, don't do that. In a lot of situations, they're only taught to love and show affection towards their mother. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
agree
from
with
my
that.
that's from my experience,
I
from
agree
what
with
I've
that.
seen. So I feel like that is a start to kind of why men are not, or why men are so closed off with their emotions. That's me.
Question from the opposite sex.
Question, comment, concern. Okay, so this is just, I can only speak about my experience. I do have brothers. I have 2 on my mom's side, and I have 6 on my dad's side. But from my brothers and from my household, just my experience growing up, we came from a 2-parent household, my stepdad, my mom. However, when it comes to the boys, I can say that my mom contributed to a lot of the toxic behaviors that my brothers developed, because she kept them crippled. Like, when it would come time for them to learn things about being independent, she would do things to hold it over their head to make them dependent on her. But their dad, my stepdad, was the one that introduced my brothers to drugs. Selling drugs, being this thug ass nigga, literally boxing them to toughen them up, borderline abuse. My other brother, who wasn't his biologically, literally he became a punching bag because he felt like he was too soft, because he liked to play games and stuff all the time. And we would literally sit there and watch him fold him up. So that was something that I experienced growing up, where it was my mom coddling them, and it was him telling them, to stop crying, quit acting like a little bitch, quit, and then teaching them the ways of the street. So by the time they became 18, they were so torn with the idea of, what was considered, a man. Is it aggression? Is it, he was also verbally abusive. Like, so I remember specifically my brother, literally, like, I used to try and force him, hey, go, let's put on a suit. Let's go put in a resume. And he would gravitate towards going back to the streets because, they love their dad.
Yeah,
Boys
again, that's
love their
how.
dads.
That's when you saying the position and the situations how young boys are being raised. Because when young girls are being raised, they're they're taught to show their emotions. Like, you can cry, it's okay if you cry, this, and that, and that. But it's not the same way, because if you do your son like that, you considered or looked at as weak or a punk. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, you raise your kid, you raise your sons to be hard. You know
What
saying?
y'all are talking about is social environment. So basically, your social environment, the environment and the people around you, that's all going to play a factor in your psyche and your psychological, responses, your behavior, all of that. So what we're speaking about is something that we've all seen in our communities. I just, feel not to speak for everybody, but I just feel that we've all seen in the community where, boys are, like you said, they're punched upon if they too weak, if they like games, or if they're too smart, or if you talk wide, or just different things, are you're giving all this aggression, this hostility. Like you said, young ladies are taught to be outspoken about their emotions, about their feelings, and there's a lot that we could just segue into with this conversation, but I think it's going to take a cycle being broken. And I think one of the first steps is talking about emotional intelligence, especially amongst our men, and starting with our youth, doing the work that we may need to be doing, but starting with our youth and saying it's okay to cry, it's okay to be sad, and let's talk about how to express those emotions. Let's talk about how to process those emotions so you can move forward, because I've known plenty of people who have gone through terrible breakups, crises, and sometimes a breakup is a crisis. I guess I'm just coming to my mind now with this subject, because I've known a lot of people who've gone through breakups. Instead of processing and dealing with it, they, call their little sneaky link, they have their rebound, they go to the club, they go have a one-night stand, and that, makes me think about hypersexuality of, let me escape from this pain, let me escape from what I'm dealing with, because I don't know how to deal with it, really. I don't know how to process it, so I'm just going to go out here and just, not think about it, not deal with it, not feel it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to meet somebody like that, because if some fucked up shit on my mind, I'm not doing shit. No. Because it's going to fuck it up and be thinking about that shit the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, whatever's going on, like, you're not going to get much out of me, because my mind is going to be stuck on whatever that situation is. So there's no point in just having sex to it.
But, like, it's a lot of people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got introduced to sex period early. You know what I'm saying? So, I remember.
How early?
Look here. All right. Go ahead with your story, bro. Go ahead with your story.
No, because this is such a habit.
Safe space.
This was part of our feedback, and I wanted men to speak about a representation that these men have. There were a lot of men that said that was their experience, and being exposed to sex early.
Yeah, I had somebody that was older, that was a teen, that, you know what I'm saying, I was 9 and I ended up having sex.
Yeah.
You
I
know
was
what I'm
13.
So,
Yeah.
That's
but then,
I think I was 12.
yeah, I mean, it happened earlier, you know what I'm saying?
I was 17.
That's how old I was. 17.
You know, and,
13.
but then when I was 16, shoot, I was going to all the strip clubs. I was around a lot of 23-year-old people that, you know what I'm saying, that had me in clubs all the time. Like, I knew all the owners at Hard Bodies. I knew the owners at all these different clubs.
And how did you
and I
how
was in
did
there
you
at
feel?
16, 17. I mean, to be honest, at that time, I felt like I was doing something. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, of course, when you're younger, you want to feel like you're older until you realize you kind of like in a situation that you should have never been in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a 16-year-old now, and I can only imagine how I would feel with him in those situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, but to him, like, with me and my son, he's 16, his world is the music world, which is, you know what I'm saying? It's not as bad as that situation, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's new to him. So he want to go to everything. He want to go hang
Be
and
adventurous. Be
go to
out.
all the little stuff. But, you know, on my end with that, all the cats that I was hanging with, that's all they did. Like, they took me to strip clubs.
Other
They would
men?
have,
Men?
Huh?
Other men?
Yeah, like, I hung with 23-year-old. I was 16. They was in their 20s.
Yeah, that's how
Taking
I
me
was.
to clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With my
Taking me-
cousins and them, like, they always
They
tell
was
us.
taking
I'm
me
just
strip clubs.
emphasizing that because it's men that influenced you.
Yeah, but it's a cycle.
It's a cycle. Somebody probably did
Yeah.
them. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, that's what used to happen. I'm talking about from that to sex parties and,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, orgies or whatever. Like, they just was taking me around to you know, hey, everything. And I was like,
But then even as kids though, I mean, even as young kids, I was sexually approached by other kids my age. So I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like once you hit that puberty age,
But,
I
yeah.
think everybody just start.
yeah, everybody curious. I think, but watch, my take on that is, like she was saying, of course, because it was under influence of other men. And I say just influence of other people
Yeah.
and exposure to stuff. The more exposed you are at an earlier age, the more you're going to want something. I can't want something that I don't even know that exists.
Facts.
I mean, that's really a fact because, I mean, clearly sex is like, it's a natural thing, men or women, you know, so we all have sexual desire. It just comes to a point, you know, scientifically in your brain, I think it's the amygdala, where your instincts, amygdala. I may not be pronouncing it correctly. Someone going on live and correct me. But there's a part of your in your brain where like your sexual desires, your primitive desires are there, of course, because we're still organisms. But you know, it's kind of almost like a drug when you start to avoid negative emotions and negative situations with sex. That part of your brain starts to connect with your prefrontal lobe, where your consciousness is. So you know, your amygdala starts to enlarge and it starts to like correlate that, okay, something negative has happened. So you consciously start saying, okay, I'm just gonna have sex, you know, I'm stressed out, I wanna go have sex. Like anytime there's a negative situation or different parameters happening, you start to consciously make this decision to masturbate, to go have sex, to watch pornography. That's how it starts to become, you know, a compulsive sexual behavior for some people when they start using it as a coping skill.
When you're bored.
To deal with
like a
negative
drug.
situations going around, especially drugs, substance abuse, hypersexuality is even more in people that are using.
I was exposed to
Substance
sex by
abuse.
my parents. Like they would have sex and we would hear them, and I'm like, "Y'all know we ain't hear him." One time they left the door open.
No.
Awkward.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
I
kinda
walked
like-
in on my
You
parents
were right.
once, you know. I mean, but I didn't think
Okay.
nothing about it. I was just like, oh, you know, this mom and dad, you know, they're in there rubbing. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, so sometimes you may not even be trying to intentionally expose them to stuff. They curious. Like when I found out my kids were looking up porn on the phone, I was like, whoa, whoa. But
That's just
instead
'cause
of
they
getting
got more
afraid
exposure.
of it, I had to put all of that aside, my fears, because when they found out I was having sex, don't you bring me no grandkids, I'm gonna kick your ass out. I was like, damn. I
It
mean,
was so negative.
I'm having the urges. I don't know how to turn it off,
Right.
and something wrong. And like, but with my kids, and thankfully he's been there to kind of help me with that. We just engage in conversation.
That's the key
Boy.
part. Conversation. Have a conversation because it's real. We all have, like, if there was no sex, we wouldn't exist. So let's not make it something so nasty and like, you know, Victorian. Like, it's natural, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And educating your kids to having those conversations and letting them know that sex is not a healthy outlet because you're mad or because you're sad or because someone hurt you. You shouldn't just go have sex just because. Because, you know, that's what a lot of people we see that are having compulsive sexual behavior, especially within men. They're avoiding something. They're not trying to deal with something. They're escaping something. So sex is their temporary escape.
Have you ever seen the movie Black Snake Moan?
Man.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
So was that what that girl had? Like, would that have to chain her up and stuff like that? Because she was
So-
like humping on everybody.
It was
Black
previously
Snake Moan, Samuel
termed
Jackson.
That was a
nymphomaniac.
succubus.
So with women, they call it nymphomaniac, but of course that's an old term. But that's where the term nympho came from. But yeah, it's compulsive sexual behavior that you could say that she had. And, you know, for her, it seemed, you know, it could have also been bipolar or some type of mania because it seemed like in that movie, like it was this urge. And when people have a manic episode, it may look like, oh, you have a lot of energy, like you're just really fun right now, but it's not really fun for them because it's like this urge that's controlling them, like psychologically. Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking. And sometimes physically they just have this huge urge. And when they come down off of that mania, of that manic, you know, they could be very depressed. And think about someone that's like having an episode and you go out and you have sex with 5 people and then you're coming down and you're realizing like, oh my God, I had sex with 5 people and like now I'm depressed, like I feel like a slut, like I'm terrible, like so it's a double whammy,
It's
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
she ain't even
So-
really trying
Imagine
to be.
how many people walking around with that and have not been diagnosed and just don't know it's
And
a
they
thing.
got a label on them, and they ain't even trying to be that label.
Man, mental health, we have to start talking about that. So if you guys are watching and you want to call in and tell us what you think, 469-708-8609. Give us a call, man. If you've been tuning in, what do you think? What are your thoughts about what we've been talking about? Oh, man. Like,
All right.
it
All right.
is. Especially as a parent, man. As a parent, and we have teens in the house, and I'm always wondering, did anybody? Because I had teachers and everything in school. I'm like, I just wonder all the time. Like, they have the internet now.
Easy access.
It's the
Information.
easiest access ever in the world. Because we used to be so sneaky with the porn tapes.
I was on the chair.
Man.
No, let me tell you, my
Tape,
cousin was
DVD.
cold. Let me tell you what he used to do. He
Give
was
us the
cold.
rundown.
Because, of course, we had VHS then. So
Oh, yes.
he used to get the tapes, right? And he'd take, like, one of the Disney movies.
Yeah.
He'll get the screws and take the screws
Man.
out.
Oh,
He'll take
man.
the film out, the flick, and put it in the Disney movie. And then he'll tie it back up. And then he'll get rid of the
cover for the
actual cover for the.
Who did
for
he
the
see
flick.
do that?
Genius.
The boy was smart. Okay,
I wish I
if it
would've
was,
known that.
He introduced me to everything.
Damn it.
So
Innovative.
yeah, so until Grandma put that movie in one day.
Yeah, that's cold. I remember when I got busted.
Grandma
I
thought
got-
we was finna watch Beauty and the Beast, and it was. But it was a different
No man, no. When my mama busted me, she said, "Say, son, let's watch a movie." And I'm thinking we finna watch some Rush Hour or something like that. I sit down in front of the family with the family. Everybody sit down. She put it on, and all I see was some humping on. Oh
Yes.
shit! How you gonna do me like that, Mom? That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
Was
You
it Booty
boy?
Talk? Booty Talk Volume
Oh
4?
man, yeah, that probably
I used
was
to
like
remember
one
the
back then.
titles.
That's
Oh,
probably Booty Talk
my
one back
goodness.
then. I don't know.
Man,
They always had volume.
at my brother house, my brother had this cable. So back in the day, my brother had a Connect. So the dude gave my brother free cable, and he gave him all the free porn channels, like the Spice channels. I'm talking about all the good shit. Man, when I tell you, Booty Talk, Volume Booty, Hit 'em in the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta call.
Volume Booty.
Back to the story, y'all.
Caller, shot caller.
Hi, my name's Amir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi, guys. So, I feel like, well, thank you for taking my call, but I feel like for like hypersexuality, I consider myself hypersexual because of certain things that after going through, therapy and whatnot, things that happened in my past, being molested and by family members and other people for a couple of years, I felt as if, to make people happy, in order to keep them, happy and make them satisfied, I'd have to have sex. So as I grew older, I started having a lot more sex because I wanted everybody to like me. And I mentally started thinking of myself as a toy rather than just someone wanting to have sex. And I didn't understand why, but everybody's saying, "Oh, bro, you the boss, you the king, you a Mac, whatever." You're like, it's a good thing that you're having someone with sex. Now realizing it's it's becoming a mental disorder. Like if I get depressed, I want to fuck my way out of it. If I'm happy, I want to fuck my way through it. Anything, I just want to have sex. And it's like what the young man was saying earlier. Any type of emotion started to become a gateway for me to go say I want to have sex. So now going through therapy, I got to like realize what it was. I think everybody should take therapy because if we look at the numbers statistically, almost I think it's over 60% of young black men have been touched or molested. So it's not just me. It's not just a couple of people. It's a lot of us that are getting raped or molested, and we don't understand what it is, and then we get into the real world thinking that that's all it is. It's just sex, and there's really different spiritual things that you're going through, and emotional and physical things that you're going through here that people need to really just delve into, I believe.
Yeah.
Man,
Man.
that was heavy.
I feel that though. Like it does start young, especially with trauma, like unexplained trauma, then just thinking that this is the way of life to get through life. Like that's crazy.
That's really heavy, man. And I also understand, like, I'm an advocate for therapy. I started going back to therapy earlier this year because I have PTSD. And I believe that people always say that, women are the only ones that are raped or molested. I just believe that women are the only ones that speak up about it. And there are a lot of men who are molested or raped by older women as well, and they think that's something cool. And I would often ask, like, when my husband, I asked him, I was like, if it was the other way around, if you were a girl and the older person were a man or a boy, would that be considered rape or molestation? And he said, yeah. So why is it okay to happen to boys and it's not okay to happen to girls? And then we get these men who don't understand how to process that, and they have everybody around them they have to please. They have to be a man, they have to be the homeboy, they have to be a good worker, they have to, and sometimes it just caves in on them. And I definitely see that happen a lot. I have brothers.
Yeah, but that's some men though. That's not all.
Oh no,
men.
yeah, that's definitely some men. That's why I say therapy, because at the end of the day, nobody's responsible for your healing. There are people who are professionally, literally there to help you. You have to seek that, and if you go and put your faith in other unhealed people and things and habits, then
Go repeat a cycle.
yeah.
So thank you for even coming on the air and sharing that.
Yeah, that was heavy.
Yeah, it was heavy, but it speaks to a reality that a lot of men are dealing with. And
Man.
an important thing that you said is that you recognize that, like, when you have these emotions or you feel you're processing, you're really feeling your emotions, you also feel that urge to go out and have a sexual activity. And that's the first thing to start your steps or your journey in healing, is recognizing that this is not okay, and this is actually not how I want to live. This is not how I want to respond. This is not how I want to be. When we're in denial about what's going on with us, we continue to repeat these habits and these cycles. So I commend you for even, being courageous to talk to yourself and say, hey, this is a behavior that I've seen and that I've noticed, and it's a trend, and it's not okay. And those are the first steps to, getting help and to overcoming it and really learning how to process your emotions and coping and dealing with them in ways that are, helpful for you, because everyone has different coping skills and different mechanisms. What may work for me may not work for you, but you have to be on that journey of self-discovery on what's going to holistically and healthily be viable for you.
I want to speak to my women real quick, y'all, because we can be brutal. I'm guilty of this. And I'm not saying that we have to heal our men, but I am saying let's take a different approach and speak life into our men, and at least just encourage them to go get help. Because we literally are the ones that will see things that the world don't see, especially if it's your man or your brother. They will confide in us about things. They don't necessarily even have to say it. We see things. That's that intuitive energy. So instead of, adding fuel to that fire, either completely separate yourself from the situation, because I know we all got stuff that we're healing from. But if you understand hurt people, then really believe in that and understand that also applies to the men. So I would really love for other therapists to really, if you guys know of any resources, please post it on this live. And we're going to actually take a break, you guys, and go into our next video. And it's actually somebody that Mal's sitting in.
Oh yeah, this next artist is one of the homies, man. That's part of this Dallas community that's been actually really, really intricate in making things happen for a lot of people, for as rappers, making it conscious to people that are LGBTQ, because he happens to be LGBTQ.
Okay.
And, but he's one of the dopest rappers I know. Y'all give it up for Cam from Cure for Paranoia.
All right.
If I had a time machine, I'd go back to the 50s. Jeff used and philosophies before they try to lynch me. Jump in my DeLorean and hop out in the 60s. Try to rescue Kennedy and hopefully I'll be missing. Random thoughts about the past or why I'm probably tripping. Future problems got me cautious, often I go missing. I should try to stay right here, but present's always shifting. Who I was a year ago, don't know that's ancient history. I be moment to moment, I've been devoting all my time. Moment to moment, I need to focus all my time. Moment to moment, I always notice when y'all lying. Moment to moment, I can't control it. Don't waste my time, cause I gotta watch my own back, cause won't nobody else watch mine. I gotta watch y'all motives and hope nobody else watch mine. I say I gotta watch y'all movement, cause I know that they all watch mine. I gotta watch my pockets, cause I know that they all watch mine. Yeah, I be moment to moment, moment to moment. all the time, moment to moment, moment to moment, all the time, moment to moment, moment to moment, all the time, moment to moment, moment to moment, all the time.
Now let's transition into our next topic. Things men don't like in the bedroom. What we don't like.
Oh,
It's,
Lord.
it's you know, it ain't a lot, but it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a lot, but it's a lot.
It's some shit.
Well, who want to go first? Let's start with Quincy. Let's hear what Quincy got to say about it. Because you always got the most of you be down. So
Don't do
let's,
that.
what you got? Let's hear it.
Off top, man. Hey, I'm
Real.
no disrespect. Nobody wrong. I'm heterosexual. No butt play. Don't touch my booty. I'm just saying, don't do it, man.
But like, what if she graze a cheek?
She can graze. Yeah, you can graze. You can touch the cheeks, but
Just not
don't-
your booty
don't
hole?
Go inside, man. If you do any of that, man,
Well, nothing go back there with soap, water, and toilet
No,
tissue.
yeah, man.
So what
yeah.
y'all think? Would y'all scream if she did like, ah? Or would y'all be like what would it? How would it make y'all feel? I just
I don't know.
Basically,
you be like, ooh.
you can cover a lot of that if you just say it like this, bro. Don't do nothing that's gonna make me feel like a girl.
Real talk. I don't need my legs up in the
So
air.
what if she want to blow in your booty? Would you let her do that?
I don't know
Don't do
about
that
that
either.
one either, man.
What if you get hemorrhoids? She need to put cream up there. Would you let her stick a finger in your booty then?
Medical,
I'm just giving this.
now medical.
See, you going way.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
she
It
does.
ain't nobody gonna want it. He said don't like.
Hey,
That's something
you did say don't like. I don't. Yeah.
Subject yourself to that if you wanna do
Okay.
that.
Look, I like you to be hygienical.
Hygienical.
Yeah, I made that up. I made it up just now. Yes, please take care of your body. No hint of anything but goodness. You know what I'm saying? I like.
your sit down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Oh,
Not
sit
just
down there.
sit
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like teeth. Like I don't like you to bite me. I don't want to
Oh,
see
yeah,
your
no,
teeth
no.
nowhere. Like I don't even like for you to play bite me. That shit get you popped. Like I don't like it. Hell no. Like, that just- I mean, not like I won't like y'all just pop. You know what I'm saying? You know, you bite me hard, then yeah, we got to bang. But,
Okay.
And ain't no such thing as a gooch.
a gooch?
It's just skin between my balls and my
What's the scientific name for it?
Chode.
You're trying to get
The hymen
Ain't
patch.
it chode or something like that?
Something that I don't want you to be on your way to. Don't get on your way. Get on your way to it.
Is that?
So, but
is
do
it-
you wipe your gooch? Cause you
Yeah,
know.
I wash my ass.
Oh, okay.
It's a
I said
perineum.
soap, water, and toilet
The
tissue.
gooch ain't the ass, is it?
Perineum.
You said what?
The gooch ain't the ass. is it?
perineum.
No, it's like a
Something like that.
I think it's
Something like
the
that,
area
yeah.
between
between
like-
your balls and your ass, so we call it a bag.
The hymen patch. For
Okay.
that's what it is for women.
I don't know.
Hymen.
Like,
Cause y'all stuff connect like it's like put,
Y'all's
like, down
connect
in the
too.
boot. I mean, I'm just saying, but we got a little space in between. All right.
little space.
We do too.
That was very little.
Y'all's is too.
No, my gooch is.
Oh man. Oh man.
Like, you measured it? No, I'm just saying because it's a deep down. Man. You like 7
Okay.
Oh,
Bitch, I measure spots down there. What y'all looking at? Y'all funny.
What about you, LA? What you don't like? You can talk about do's and don'ts.
Oh shit.
No, this is
Don't
about what
eat
you
before
don't
we start fucking. I don't want to smell no shit on your breath.
oh.
Like I'm weird. Like every little shit be like turn me. I be like, God damn, shut your mouth, because then you gonna like want to moan and shit. I'm like, no, I don't want to smell it. Or like,
So no sex after a dinner
yeah,
date.
like I'm like I like when we at the restaurant. Like yeah, when we get done, like yeah, you finna brush your teeth. I'm gonna do the same thing though. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Brush your teeth before sex.
I don't want to
Oh,
smell
yeah.
like doing sex. I'm weird.
What
Like,
about in the
I'm-
morning? Do you do morning sex?
Yeah, Keep your mouth closed.
Ah, Lord, you can smell the rum a little bit.
No,
but
I don't
yeah.
want to smell it. I don't want to smell it.
as long as they ain't got gingivitis and like shit like that, you should.
Once you in a committed relationship, you smell
And
and,
no-
and
You
all-
Do smell
You still
everything.
got to
You
take
get
care of that though.
but
Just
you
take
gotta-
care of it
It's
though.
all right. Some things, sometimes you gonna do what you gotta do to get by. You
See,
do.
because
But now you ask me for a preference, I'm gonna tell you what I'm.
You like minimal smells.
People that
I don't want to smell that.
that go to the restroom and pee
Yeah.
and don't even take care of themselves. They just come back to the bed. They just come back to the bed like
you
it
mean
ain't
don't
shit.
take care of
They
themselves.
they don't wipe.
We
They
got a
just go
collar.
We
back.
do like hygienical.
Gotta call
I'm
them.
just saying, yeah.
Hygienical.
We have a collar.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
So I got a question for the man.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey y'all,
Hey, what's
Hey.
up?
what's up? This Tiana.
What's up?
I got a question for the fellas.
But
So
What?
what do y'all like? And for those of y'all, I would hope all of y'all, would be interested in maybe pursuing or having a third. Why are y'all so not interested in, pursuing that together or, and why are y'all not interested in it?
I'm very interested in
What,
pursuing
in a
that
third?
together. We can pursue that.
A third.
That can be pursued and easily persuaded.
She said a third.
a third
Yeah.
a third of
A
what?
third.
A third,
what?
like, what do you mean?
Another
Like
girl.
threesome or poly?
This
Who
is like a
said- who-
three. I think she like a
Who said
threesome,
we
right?
was? Who said we was above that?
Right? No, nobody said they didn't
Who
want
said we
that.
was above that?
Polly.
There are some. No,
She
there,
said, hold on. She said threesome or poly.
there are some men who said that they don't want that. They
I
don't like
don't.
that.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't.
I've tried it. I was in a relationship where that's what the person wanted, that they wanted that, and so I just tried it, but I didn't like it in the long run. To make a long story short, it was a long story.
I mean,
So
I
was it
like it.
because
I can tell
was
you
it
why.
because there wasn't an understanding or a conversation, or was it because there wasn't a emotional control?
Well, there were other factors in a relationship to where it didn't work out, but the general gist of I didn't like the sexual and the physical act is fine, but I like when I have an emotional tie. So if I love you, if I fall in love with you, I'm not really worried about other people. And so, I really don't see a need for a third, because it's just me and you. My focus is on you. So that's just me personally. So I mean, I don't know.
As far as me, the reason now cool a third, okay, for on a special occasion,
Right.
but nigga, two of y'all,
All the time.
All the time.
I got one,
That's stressful.
and no,
That's a compliment.
that's
He
like
said you like more
that's
than
like
one.
No, that ain't no compliment. He
He
said
was
I already got
complimenting
one.
you. He said you like more than one. He
it's like,
complimented
hey, I already got
That's a,
one.
that's a good. That's a good. That's a good one.
I'm just saying.
You're like I'm a handful.
It's a good one.
Come on, cycle
Bro,
at the same
anybody
time, attitude.
hold on, are you referring to like you said polygamy, right?
She said threesome
Polygamy
Threesome
or
or
threesome?
Yeah, either or.
So I mean,
If it's a polygamy, that's going to
threesome,
be a consistent
it's
thing.
gonna be
though,
a
right?
consistent threesome.
That's the problem.
I mean,
that
but at the
saw.
same time,
But do it have
sexually,
to
I
be?
think no dude has a problem with that. Problem. But responsibility wise,
Nah.
dealing with a whole new set of emotions when you got a set of emotions to deal with, and you got to deal with your
I don't
own,
like how he put emphasis on when you got
and
one
then
already.
you got
got
to
one.
be out.
I feel like it's a lot of
You're
work.
not married, are you?
For it to be healthy.
But you got I love my wife more than anything.
I mean, but I feel like if you're in a polygamous relationship, all three of y'all don't necessarily have to have sex at the same time. I mean, I'm okay with that.
That's my
because now
problem.
you're getting you can
Watch
switch.
this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fuck with you today.
At
I'm
some
gonna fuck
point-
with you at 3 o'clock. And then if we want to come together at 9, we could.
You're emotionally responsible.
Exactly.
I told y'all LA was nasty, y'all.
You're emotionally
But I mean,
responsible.
there's so many options
That's
in
cool.
it.
There's-
But men
But
don't want
it's-
to put in the work, or you have women that don't feel like you can love more than one person or be in a situation or relationship with more than one person.
That's a lie.
So
But
women
that's a big lie.
a lot of women in relationships become possessive over either whether it's with the woman or with the man.
I'm possessive. I still want.
That's why a lot of them don't work.
Let me say this. You learn how to have your first relationships with, believe it or not, your family. your family is like the first relationships you experience. Like, so you learn you gonna communicate with them, you gonna give them some whatever they need emotionally, you get back from them and all of that. Is that the only difference is when you with somebody, sex come into play. You know what I'm saying? So can you really be emotionally available to more than one person? Hell yeah, you can. Because you were taught that that's the way of life. I've got my strongest relationships with my sister, my brothers, my mom. Like we on lock, we tight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tell each other what's going on with each other. We're gonna tell the shit we like, but we don't like. All of that. If I'm thinking about you and I got it, I'm gonna get something for you. Like, it's the same thing. We just not fucking. But when you get in a relationship and when y'all, it's the same thing.
Brother, them people can go home.
Them people can go home.
These niggas
They
can't
can
go home.
They can go
Now,
home.
if y'all polygamous and
I mean, unless y'all
live
got it
together,
on lock, but
they're
it's the
gonna live
same.
in
I'm saying it's the
different
same concept though. But it's you can be emotionally available to more than one person. You already are. Believe it or not, you are.
Sure am. But guess what? Most
It's
of
a
the niggas go
compliment.
home.
Oh,
I love all y'all.
I love these
everybody in the
conversations,
room.
man.
But guess what? You niggas go home. I go home with and that's it.
It's possible.
Well,
You can make it.
thank
It's possible
y'all.
though.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
calling in.
Thank you, Kiana.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
I haven't known Kiana in a long time.
That was dope, y'all.
Good question.
We're gonna take another break and introduce our next artist, West. You can find him on Instagram.
This my frat brother, y'all. Yes, sir.
Only on Instagram.
West.
Wesley Martin.
Let's go, West.
I wanna leave, can you beam me up? I'm on the street by the corner store, the one on 15th. I got a bright shirt on so you can easily see I've been stranded. Indefinitely, I can't reach my planet, but I need to leave. You see these people, it's hard to believe how they treat each other. It's hard to conceive this earth is ghetto. I wanna leave, this earth is ghetto. I wanna leave, this earth is ghetto. West.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, that was
I
dope.
like the quality. Y'all got some quality artists that's been.
Shout out to Wesley
Yeah.
Martin. That's my frat brother. Wes, shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, his name is spelled W3SST. You know what I'm saying? Look him up on YouTube and all that. Good stuff.
Already. Y'all know we got some dope talent out here in Dallas, Texas, Dallas Fort Worth to be exact, man. And if you would like to have some music on the show, why don't you check us out at the hotline at bodyconscious.org. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Already. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm anxious to hear this booty juice.
Booty juice.
News.
Say it
You
like
can
that.
use it.
Booty juice.
Make sure y'all check us out, man, and tag your friends, man. Call us up, man, at 469-708-8609, man.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. So just real quick, I'm gonna be quick, y'all. I ain't gonna be long. You know what I'm saying? Just to start off, this past weekend was Juneteenth weekend, Pride weekend here in Dallas. It was fun. It was amazing. It was hot as hell. I probably won't be attending next year if it's this hot. Like, I sweated every outfit I had on, my haircut, every goddamn thing. So but if y'all were out there, man, I know y'all had a good time, but I know y'all was hot as hell too. All right. Other than that, then we got hold on. I want to give a shout out to this new up and coming female rapper here in Dallas. Her name is Sauciana. Y'all met her at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? She pulled me to the side, was like boom, boom, bow, freestyle and everything. I took a clip of y'all, the audio didn't
Oh, that was
pop up.
her.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was her.
okay,
Like,
okay.
man. But her name is Sauciana. Follow her on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Under that name, you can find her. You know what I'm saying? Last thing I got here, other thing I got here is if you are Greek, member of the Divine Nine, and if you will be in the Arkansas area, shoot on down to Little Rock, Arkansas, to the Arkansas Greek Picnic on the Hamilton's Farm. People, this is a black-owned farm, people. This is located, so you know what I'm saying, if you Greek, want to get out of town, you want to travel, about 4.5 hours. It's a road trip. Go down there with your Greeks, get it with your LSs. Yeah, for real. Depending on how you drive. Go down there and hit them up. Just real quick, it's the Arkansas Greek Picnic on the Farm. This is the Hamilton's Farm located in Little Rock, Arkansas. The address is 4930 Sparks Road, Alexander, Arkansas, 72002. So y'all, if y'all in the area, you're tuning in, or if you're in Dallas, want to go experience other Greek culture, shoot on down there. This is black owned, the first to do it in Little Rock, Arkansas. Derek Hamilton, check him out on Facebook, his lovely family. And Hamilton's Farm is also located there as well. And then last but not least,
We gotta put that flyer on the page.
Yeah,
Man.
we definitely, because it's nice. Last but not least, we do have fun stuff about men that people did not know. Now, number one, we're gonna go with male babies can get an erection in the womb. Quincy, that sounds like you. Is that? I don't know.
Put me on blast like that, huh? You're gonna say I'm dick hard straight in the womb. Am I mama?
Bro, I mean,
Am I mama?
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, like, nah, man, come on, man.
From observed is 16 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? The fetus have been observed with breath. Yo, it can happen. Just know, math. You ever did that? I'm just
Like I remember
you
that.
know, maybe you thought you was kicking. Maybe I don't know.
Oh my God! I would never know.
Just one more quick brief one, y'all. Men can produce milk. We can have babies, y'all. If our wife.
Stop playing. We can't have no babies, man.
Wait a damn minute.
No, for real. Men can. Okay, for real. Look, it says. Let me see. Hold up. They said short answer is that nipple development in the womb before the embryo becomes distinctly male or female, according to the Healthline. It turns out men also have mammary glands, organs responsible for creating milk. Yeah. So if your girl, she having a shortage with breast milk, fellas.
Boy, if I see
Nah, man, because this thing also say that if it happens to the males if they like sick or something there's something wrong with them, so we can't give them that milk.
Unless if you get injected with the hormone prolactin, then it'll generate milk. That's what we produce once we get pregnant. We start to generate prolactin.
That tough acting prolactin.
What you gonna do?
Tough acting prolactin.
Say, just try it out.
What you gonna do with it?
I wonder what the milk tastes like. I wonder what it be like.
Tough acting
Right.
prolactin.
What are you gonna do with that?
All right,
Tough
you
acting
guys.
prolactin.
Man, this is a great show, you guys. I think I'm probably going to do a spinoff. Like, this was really good, really educational. Thank you guys for being open, vulnerable, honest. We need to start doing more of this, y'all. We'd really like to see more platforms. And we do this every third Monday, you guys. This is for the men. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this live. Tell us what you think. Tag the men that you know. Help them, educate them. Even if you don't want to be the one doing it, sometimes all they need is just, somebody to expose them to what they need to know. Make sure you're following the page Body Conscious on Facebook, because the next Monday is Game On Monday. We're going to have a few contests going on. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to follow the page to know what it's going to be. And it is relating to sex. So you'll know what kind of contest it is. And if you guys want to promote your organization or your brand onto our show, go to www.bodyconscious.org. Click paid promos and submit your information so that we can advertise you on our show. And that's all we got, you guys. See you next week for the dick sucking contest. Okay, I'm just like that. We are back and we are better than ever. Make sure you tune in each and every Monday for our themed topics. Check out our Pussy Talk for the month of June. We have a little bit of something for everyone. Something for her, something for him, and a little bit of entertainment for us all. This is for the grown and for the sexy. Definitely don't want to miss this. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube every Monday at 7 p.m. Have any questions, comments, or concerns? Shoot us a message on our website at www.bodyconscious.org.